welcome to the 100th episode of the G3 Boardroom. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. We're going to be showing you our Formula D tournament that we played when we were at our gaming weekend recently.
Recently. As
far as you know, recently.
Could have happened yesterday.
Yes. So what we decided, I don't know if you've ever played Formula D before. We'll get into a little bit about how the game plays. But what we wanted to do is we were there for 4 days. So we wanted to play like 6 or 7 Formula D, all the different circuits, all the different, or a bunch of different tracks, and then come up with like a point system. There was 6 of us. So it would have been like 6 points for first place and 1 point for last, or 0 points if your car just blew up.
That never happens.
Yeah. Yes. We got through like 3 games.
Yeah.
I think we never got to a 4th, but we'll get into why later on. Just to go over a little overview of Formula D, Dave, why don't you run them through how Formula D goes?
Formula D is a racing game. It's competitive. And the idea is it tries to mimic the real life feel of a racing game as best you can with a board and dice. All right. When you are playing the game, you have this little cool, nifty, kind of realistic gearbox that you use to represent how your car is put together, more or less.
Well, it's all the different pieces of the car.
Right. Your tires, your brakes, your engine. Each of them has a little number, a little peg representing the strength of that particular piece, all the way down to your shocks, even your body of your car. All right. And the idea behind the game is it's a risk versus reward game. How much do you want to push your car smashing into other cars or smashing into the wall, or in some cases driving straight into the crowd?
Jeff.
Based on the die you roll. All right. So every turn you're going to roll a die based on your gear. The lowest gear starts with a little triangle die that's only got a 1 or 2.
Yep.
All right. And it goes all the way up to 6th gear, where now you're rolling the big hefty boy that goes all the way up to 30.
Yeah.
So,
but it's only got like 21 through 30.
Right. So you are moving when you roll this die.
Yeah.
All right. And one of the key mechanics of this game are these curves and corners here. Every curve and corner has a certain number of stops you must make in order to traverse the corner legally.
Safely.
And if you are unable to traverse the corner legally and safely, well, then you either going to crash or you're going to...
Pieces of your car are going to fall
out.
apart.
Exactly.
So, yeah, because if you go too far past the curve, then you have to use your brakes, and that takes away brake points, or you have to use tire points, or if you have to double downshift, then your transmission's falling apart.
Absolutely nail it. So I like these big long straightaways. You might want to go. I'm going 6th gear, pedal to the metal. I'm going. I can't say that term. Pedal to the metal. We'll keep it clean. But then once you get to here, you're like, oh my goodness, I got to stop. What are you going to do? You're going to drop it down from 6th to 1st gear, and your gearbox is going to be out at the beach.
It's going to keep going.
So like I said, it's risk versus reward. It's a fun game, and it's really competitive. You're smashing into each other. So anyway, that's pretty much the basics of the game.
So the first thing we had to do is roll for a starting position and choose our cars.
Bob, what color do you want?
All right. What's available still?
Green, yellow, green. Done. Okay. I don't know where you're starting.
I had a 9. You're in front of Jim.
So
at least.
you are tied with me.
Oh,
I got a 9, so here we'll do a roll off.
You got 17. You got.
Wait, which one's mine?
He got a 17.
Boys.
2.
Not as.
Okay.
All right.
So
Jay, what color did you grab?
I didn't grab one yet.
What do you want?
I'm on a red one.
I'm going with my school colors, purple and gold.
There it is.
I've got my eye on that yellow putt right there.
Jim.
This
blue.
guy?
Give me a blue.
Or you want
Yellow
this guy?
putt-putt.
No, putt. Oh.
You want a minivan?
Oh.
And that stuck. He was putt for the next 3 days, next 3 games.
Correct.
I think it's fun to play the putt car when other people have Formula One racers.
I know.
and stuff.
Driving around your grocery getter.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I like that.
Throwing bags of oranges at us while he's going around the curves.
Got to have some imagination. I like the putt car.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
The game is fun, but the only thing that gets frustrating about it is the game is supposed to be kind of fast and furious. And, if you're...
No trademark at all.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, but the words fast and furious existed in that order before the movie came out.
I don't know. I think Vin Diesel punching him.
Okay, so you're going ferocious and angrily around this track. And
Quickly and quarreling.
What takes a long time is that people are counting out. If I roll like a 20, what I feel is that you should just do it. You just get and move it. You cannot sit there. You cannot count out
the optimal,
3 or 4.
the optimal approach. You should count it once and
go. Make your turn. Go like a real race.
No, and that makes it so unrealistic because, exactly like you said, I've never raced NASCAR, but something tells me that if you talk to a NASCAR driver, they will not say, "Oh, it's so nice to be leisurely out there, thinking about your strategy and thinking about all the different ways you can go around this turn and all the lines you can take."
I'm sure they do exactly that a few days beforehand, and they do practice runs and they know where turns are and things like that. I don't think they're doing an exorbitant. Well, let's put it this way: if they've calculated and made an error, they don't get to go back.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
They end up in the crowd.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Poor crowd.
that was the it's all the counting out that was difficult.
You getting all this? You're short no matter where you go.
I know, I just wanted to decide where I wanted to be.
The math is not going to change.
You know what's going to change? You're looking at your ear hole.
And so that's basically how the game goes. You're going around the track and you're rolling the dice and people are getting unlucky or lucky or doing something stupid and their cars are falling apart.
Exactly.
It's important to know that stuff falls off your car. It stays on the track. So you come around again and...
Oh, yeah, there's debris everywhere.
Now you got to dodge parts of Bob's car.
Yeah, especially when people are driving like ultra
Balls to
aggressively.
the wall. Balls to the wall.
Warp speed, Mr. Sunu!
I only know one way to drive.
Yeah.
There is no fourth or third gear.
Well,
My car only goes up to 11.
Yeah.
That was Dave. That was Dave's strategy.
Yeah.
For most
Gotta
of the
win it all or gonna come in last.
Or we'll see what happens. Or you'll come in last in pieces, scattered across the track.
Yeah, I can push my car across the finish line. Anyway.
Now, after the first lap, you'll see in this next clip that there's this red piece under my car, and that's because I did something stupid or got unlucky. I think it was because I got hit by Bob, so I had pieces of my car.
Danger dice.
Danger dice, yeah. Pieces of my car laying on the road. Yeah, because if you hit somebody, you have to roll again for, okay, well, you've come in close proximity. Now we have to roll the danger dice, we called it, to see if there's actually any contact.
Yeah, a piece of your car comes flying off.
I don't know if that's what the dice is actually called in the rules, but that's what we called it. It was more fun our way.
It's called the danger dice.
Is it really?
Yes.
Well,
Really?
we made it fun.
Yeah, it's called the danger dice.
Because I hear like some 60s James Bond song about that in my head whenever we talk about the danger dice. Wah, wah, wah.
That's more Clint Eastwood, Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
No,
isn't
that
it?
was clearly Goldfinger.
That was
Oh, that's
clearly
I heard.
Goldfinger.
I heard wah, wah, the Good, Bad, and Ugly theme.
Clearly Goldfinger, but I know your theme as well.
No,
We're dating ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, that's fire. Yeah, that one. That's what I heard. You're welcome.
He's fucking head.
Jeff is in front. Bob is here.
Correct.
That's me. And then
Right.
that's everybody
Minivan's
else.
Brank
Oh yeah.
going home with his groceries.
You chose putt-putt. You get putt-putt.
So me getting hit was pretty much par for the course. By this time in the race, this is when things are starting to fall off the cars because the first lap, mean, you can get through the first lap okay, but it's by the second lap that people are like, oh, I'm falling too far behind.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to go for it.
Yep.
Or, oh, I want to put some more distance. Or people are just started driving like idiots.
Idiots is a relative term.
It is. People take more risks. That's for certain. People start taking more risks. They're behind. And yeah, I think you need to learn how to drive defensively. And Bob really was out to get you.
I was driving defense. I was running scared. I'm serpentine, of course, Bob.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
He was-
no. You're not allowed to do that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought he was gonna get me for another copyright infringement.
Oh,
I'm like, no, but it's one of the rules of the game where apparently you can't zigzag while you're going down the road, which I think that's ridiculous. I mean,
But
well, whatever.
that's here nor there.
So I wasn't having that great a race as we mentioned before. If you're going too fast into a turn and you have to double downshift, you do some damage to your car.
Are you staying in fifth gear? I think I came up short.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All players who are driving in 5th or 6th gear at this moment must also roll the black die. If a number between 1 and 4 is rolled, the corresponding car loses 1 engine wear point.
The corresponding car.
So,
Person that rolls.
So
Jay's got to roll. Dale's got to roll. Who's rolling for themselves?
Dave's got to roll, Bob's got to roll.
Everyone who's in 5th or 6th gear has to roll, and if we roll a 20, we blow up.
roll 1 through 4.
2, 3, or 4.
We lose an engine.
You lose an engine.
There's
you
a
are
5.
safe.
I'm safe.
if you're in 5th or 6th gear here, you got to roll. It's essentially the damage dice, but everybody in 5th or 6th gear has to roll that dice.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody.
There's this hive mind of all these cards.
Yeah.
I'm finding a lot of things I don't like about this game that we're talking about it. So there's this hive mind where if someone on one side of the track rolls a 20 when they're in 5th gear or
Yep.
30 in their 6th gear, everyone else on the
Everybody.
track
Everybody.
who's in 5th or 6th gear has to roll the danger dice.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. There's some confusion there. I think it just adds a little more element to just randomness to the game that you couldn't really get away with if, only that individual would be damaged if they were trying to push their engine too hard. I understand. It doesn't make sense that it would affect other people.
Yeah, it does add a little bit of extra fun to it because if someone else is driving like a crazy man, in real life it wouldn't impact you if you're all the way across the track. But for a game, it does add a little bit of extra fun to
Right.
it. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's like adding that RNG factor to I've got a great strategy going, and someone else is being an idiot.
But again, it's not necessarily being an idiot. I mean, he just happened
Well,
to roll a
yeah.
20.
But
You're
here's
right.
the thing.
You're right. You're right. It's
If
not
you've
being-
only got one
not
damage
being
left,
reckless, just unlucky.
Right.
if you've only got one damage left to blow up your car, are you really running a safe and careful race?
Yeah, but unlike the first race, I only put 2 points to my body damage. I'm like, well, how often do you get hit? Then here
Well,
comes
you're
Bob
driving
in his bumper car.
Were you driving a cardboard box? What were you driving?
Well, you get 20 wear points to spread around. You got to put them somewhere. You got to put, you're going to use your tires. You're going to use your brakes. You just don't think that people are going to be running into you all the time.
I'll use my brakes.
Have you not watched the NASCAR or Formula One race?
I'll use my brakes. Use a ramp.
The Dukes of Hazzard. I'm just going to Dukes of Hazzard right
Right.
past the pits.
Yeah, you're a good old boy, huh? Don't mean any harm. I'm not singing the song.
And this rolling a 20 and 30 rule can be big. Like if the race leader rolls a 30 followed by a 20 and takes damage each time and blows up.
Oh my god.
A 30 followed by a 20.
Oh my god.
So that's where it came to rest.
I'm in fifth. I'm in fifth gear.
I'm in 5th gear.
I'm in fifth gear.
Bob's in 5th gear.
Man.
There you go, Dale. There's some.
There's my engine just blew up. I need debris.
Is that a cracked dice or do I get to re-roll?
Yeah,
that?
you can re-roll that.
Ah, damn it.
That looks cracked to me. Fuck you.
My debris won't make a difference. It's way back there.
Oh.
So did you lose something?
Yeah. I lost
I'm down to one engine.
14. I've survived that.
Hope you all blow up.
This is on this one here.
Wherever. I don't know. Somewhere in
Yeah, it's important to the rest of us.
there. It just depends on where I chose to go with it. And actually, I don't even know. I don't think I'm allowed to go more than so many spaces past a corner anyway until I blow up.
Yeah.
So it should be back there somewhere.
This is the perfect song for this portion of the race.
What is the song?
It's called Everything's Ruined.
All right, so after race 1 of our league season for Formula D, we had 3 disqualifications for 0
No,
points.
did not finish.
DNFs did not finish.
We weren't roiding up our cars.
Disqualifications for falling apart all over the track.
Leaving your pieces on the
The winner was
Is it considered
Bob
murder for going
for
full
6
speed
points.
into
Was that 6 points, Bob?
6 points for
6
first.
points. Then 5 points for myself. 4 points for Jim.
That'd be a 0 for the rest of us.
All right, so this is day 2 of our Formula D tournament. We are in Baltimore. Baltimore has a lot of straightaways, which is going to be really interesting. So Bob's our leader. Bob's the one to beat. That was some darn good sideline reporting, I must say. And I must say it because there's no one else.
We're not going to say it. No.
Good job.
Thanks.
Did that sound genuine to you? Do you want to hear that?
No.
No.
That wasn't patronizing at all.
Lap 1 was pretty uneventful. Dave was in the lead because of very aggressive driving strategy.
Maybe it was just sound racing strategy. No, I was again pedal to metal. I'm going.
Yeah. Dave has an all or nothing attitude
Yep.
when it comes to Formula D.
I just think it's funner that way. Anyway,
But you did notice that Bob wasn't threatening to hit him all the time.
I don't think Bob couldn't catch him this time. Dave was just gone.
It was ironic. Was he actually aiming for Jason?
No.
I don't. Bob's not that kind of dude, but it sure did come up often.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and Dave's strategy worked out because he was pretty handily in the lead by the end of lap 1. Okay, so Dave just finished crossing the first lap.
First lap.
Yeah, Dave just finished the first lap. Then who's here in second? Is that
That's Jim.
Jim. Then me and Jason, and then Eric and Bob. Oh, what did you just? Oh, Bob just made his turn. And Jeff. Lap 2, however, was brutal. Take a look at the wreckage strewn across the track. Like the giant slalom in skiing. Dave's strategy continued to work out for him, though, and it got him a victory in race 2.
Damn straight.
Actually, damn all over the place.
I know where I'm going.
19. No.
Take your.
Letting him play with his phone while the remaining survivors limped in for 2nd through 4th place. Bob and Jim did not survive race 2.
Wah, wah, wah.
All right, so that's the ending of the second game. Dave, who came in first place? Ending of the second game. Dave came in first place. Jeff came from behind to get 2nd place. I was 3rd place. Jason, I have no idea how his vehicle held together. I have no idea how his vehicle held together.
I was on one tire, 2 brake, and nothing else for the whole race. And I had to nurse it. And I was one entire gear lower than I should have been the entire race. Just coasting around corners. I was going as fast as I was on a bicycle. Everybody else had a car.
And avoiding people.
And avoiding people. Let's not forget avoiding people. Very important. Especially when you got suicidal drivers like Bob constantly trying to hit you. So, yeah. A lot of fun, but not so much when you got to really slow boat it as much as you can. So, yeah.
So that's we're guessing it's probably halfway through the tournament. We're hoping to have 2 more races, and we'll see how those go.
See how it goes.
Okay, so today we are in Sebring. We have our starting positions. We have Jason in the pole position. We have other Jason putt in the 2nd start position. 3rd position, who's that?
Jim.
Jim's
Jim.
in third position. Fourth position start is
Dave.
Then fifth position,
Jeff.
Jeff.
Jeff. And then who's bringing up the rear?
That's Bob.
Bob.
The only name you haven't said.
Bob.
Rear.
Okay, so far we have, this is day 3 of our tournament. Does anyone know the standings?
I
Off the top of their head?
dead last.
I'm in first place with 9 points, and then there's 2 people behind me tied for 6 points. Dave and
Correct.
Bob. Then
Next.
Jeff would be
5 points.
5. Then Jason we have 4.
You're in last. Dead last.
I know I'm last. I'm raising my hand for last.
Oh, he's
That's
last.
That's the last hand.
That's last.
The hand of last.
We'll sort out the numbers.
Will we?
Okay.
Yeah, I guess going into race 3, I was a little overconfident for my strategy. I kept pushing the pedal to the metal, and unfortunately, I pushed it a little too hard.
I've got the pedal to the metal and the thing to the floor.
And
Name the movie in the comments.
yes, I didn't make it out of the lap 1. I came around a corner really hot and just smashed right into the wall, and I was done. So unfortunately, yeah, I got to go sit in the corner and think about my my strategy for the rest of the day.
Okay, we just finished the first lap. Let's take a look at everyone's status. There's Jeff right there, just about to cross the finish line to end the first lap. He's looking pretty good. He's got some beef left on his car. In fact, Mr. Arrogance not pitting. Here's a look at Bob's second place car. That is a pile of junk. I'm not sure if that's going to make it. Next in line is
Me.
we had Jim. Jim's running a pretty conservative race. Looks like he's got his pretty good car left over.
Got no tires.
Except for tires. Yeah, good point. No tires. And he's right there. No. And he's right there. Then is yours truly. Not too bad. I'm trying to run a conservative race. It's not working. Bringing up the rear so far.
I'd like not to say.
We don't know who this person is. And of course, the most important part of the recap is this is where Dave blew up. This is where Dave's heaping pile of rubble ended up. So Jeff ended up winning the third race, which it was completely my fault. I was like way ahead going into the final lap, and I think what flashed through my head was there's so many times in life where you just don't take any risk, and I'm like, I just feel like taking a risk for no good reason whatsoever. And I was just coming up to the finish line. I was like 20 spaces away. No one was near me. And I'm like, I'm going to keep it in 5th gear. And I rolled a 20, and then I rolled the danger dice, and I rolled, if you get a 1 through 4, bad things happen. I rolled like a 3, and I had no more, whatever it was.
Your engine.
No more engine.
No more engine.
Points. And so I just
Required.
blew up. So, I had 100% control of my destiny, and I decided to mess around and
So
whatever.
you pulled defeat from the jaws of victory.
I did. Victory was coming to embrace me, and I'm like, I've got other plans.
I think your allergy to winning got you in the end.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, if anyone's ever seen me as a chip leader on the poker table, yeah, it's the same thing. Jeff and Jim ended up tying for the points leaders by the end of this race, and pretty much everyone lost interest in playing like a 4th race. I think there was too many people that were just way too out of it, and we didn't want to have like a 4th race with just 3 contenders.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's certain racers like me who could not. I was so many points behind. There's no way I could catch anybody. So
I could have won it if we played like a 4th game, if I would have not done anything stupid. But we had a whole stack of other games that we could have played.
I think that was the issue was we had something very specific in mind, and I enjoyed the way we did it, but it was we only have so much time, and the game does take a long time to play. And so we had played it 3 times. I couldn't see putting it on the table for a 4th time. I would like to do a season like that again. Get the same 10 people, but then you meet like once a month and play one game. And just go that way. That way no one's exhausted or tired of it, or, you know, I think by the time we were done with the 3rd game, people had checked out. I know I was starting to check out, you know, I briefly considered just turning my vehicle around, driving the other way, you know.
Trying to hit people.
Like when you give up in Mario Kart, I'm just going to turn around and drive the other way. So.
Yeah, I like the idea. You know, I thought it was fun. I kind of like the tournament aspect. You know, the only thing is that I don't know if I, you know, would want to do every month tournament. I mean, that's a big commitment to one game.
It is. It absolutely is. But I think it's the only way to do something like that, because clearly playing a game back to back a bunch of times was not the way to go.
Well, I mean, we spread it over a couple days, but yeah, back to back.
It can get a little exhausting, a little tedious. Mm-hmm. And I recommend, if you do have this game or you plan on purchasing this game, make it a house rule that once you move your piece, that's it.
That's where you are.
That's where you are. You don't get to go back.
Don't get to.
Well, I think the rule should be no counting ahead.
Right.
You can count as slow as you want, but you have to count and you have to keep moving.
Right.
Because I think that was another issue where there'd be like, you know, people would count and then move back and where did I start? And then there was some question as to whether, you know, someone actually moved the number that they had rolled.
And I think that added a lot of time to the game that was not necessary. If you just start moving your car and then you know what, you made a mistake. Well, guess what?
You made a mistake.
You made a mistake. It happens all the time in a real race.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun, and I don't think anyone would make it out like the 3rd turn.
I think that would make the game much more fun, and I would be willing to play a lot more of it. But it's so tedious.
It can take a long time.
With the people counting it all out, you know. Yeah.
And I'll be perfectly honest. I love the idea of a tournament, but that's a lot of people and a big time commitment that you need from a lot of people. And that's where you get.
I'm not saying that would ever happen. I'm saying that's like bucket list stuff. Like, wouldn't it be great to win the lottery? Yes, it would, but it's not going to happen.
Got it. Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank all of our subscribers and everyone that tuned in. I want to thank especially our newer subscribers that we've gotten recently. And thanks for joining us for our 100th episode.
Woo!
We'll see you next time. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So close.
What year is this? This looks like
So close.